Good evening. I'm Dr. John Chassar, the President and CEO of the GBMC healthcare system. We are excited to once again sponsor this year's Circle of Excellence. Like the extraordinary women being honored tonight, we at GBMC are committed to making a lasting impact on the community through our leadership and service. While the last 15 months have challenged all of us like never before, we are beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel. GBMC is vaccinating patients and the community each day. If you haven't already, please get vaccinated to protect yourself from COVID-19 and urge your friends and family to get vaccinated as well. We know that isolation and fear of infection have contributed to a rise in anxiety and depression during the pandemic. So we have mental health teams working in our primary care offices to help. And if you missed some of your routine screenings over the past year, please reschedule those appointments. GBMC is always here for you. Our primary care practices are even conveniently located in many of your neighborhoods with hours that fit your busy lifestyle. I'm grateful for our hardworking team. Even in the midst of a pandemic, GBMC Healthcare has become the first healthcare system in Maryland to achieve the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, the nation's highest presidential honor for performance excellence. The Baldrige criteria are accepted around the world across all industries as the gold standard of quality. This award is a reflection of our vision to provide every patient, every time, with the care that we would want for our own loved ones. At GBMC Healthcare, we are grateful to live and work in a community enriched by the impressive leaders honored tonight. Now, let's meet this year's Circle of Excellence inductees as they discuss some of the pressing issues facing women today.
Without a doubt, the greatest issue for women today is stress. Everyone's working from home. We have my daughter going to college from home, 2 aging parents. So I have a flag that I put on my door, which means do not enter. And it goes back to self-care. And they know if that flag's on the door, you do not come in the room. That is my place to recharge or be quiet or do some yoga. But you have to keep the stamina going because the stress levels are unprecedented, really.
I think the biggest stress is the effacement of the demarcation between home life and work life. And while it's important that we have our space in which we work or, mark in whichever way we can, whether we do it, whether our employees do it, I think the best way we can support them is to make sure that we meet everybody where they are.
And I think it's when we talk about this work-life balance, I think a lot of times people think that means you have to have this perfect balance, right? Be great at everything. But it isn't. Our life goes through different cycles. And it's about making decisions and priorities as to what's most important at that time. And so you may not be as great in your professional life at that point, but because you have other priorities. But I think it's also letting women know that that is okay.
I think on the mental health side, to expect the unexpected. I think what COVID has taught all of us is that many women in general, I find, are planners. And we like to plan things out way into the future. And I've learned that that just can't be the case. And that's been hard for me, but I think we have to give ourselves and each other permission to say, things are going to happen and we're going to do our best. And a show of strength is to speak to other people, get their expertise. That is a sign of leadership and not weakness. It's a sign of strength.
And so we lead by example, not only at home, but I think when we take care of ourselves, we teach everyone around us. As county executive, I hope that all of the folks who observe me in this government know that I value them as people. And so when I take care of myself and say I have an obligation with my family, they respect that. And I likewise respect it when they have obligations. And I say, you don't hesitate. If you need to take care of a spouse, a child, a parent, then we know that that is what comes first.
So one of the things I try to sort of share, if you will, in my 40 years of practice is for any individual to understand what their value is and to know that it's non-negotiable. And I think once somebody develops I don't know what the word is, security perhaps, or confidence, maybe that's a good word, confidence, to be able to say, this is who I am, this is what I'm worth, that it really is like a revelation, and it affects how you operate, how you talk to people, how you present yourself, and frankly, what you demand of other people in terms of how they treat you.
Fall in love with yourself, take care of yourself, and spend time with yourself. Spend time with people who affirm you, people who celebrate you, people who are happy for you. And also share. It's important to share, but to be real mindful about who you're sharing with and what you are sharing. Share in the sense that you demonstrate by your daily lives what is capable, what is possible, what is doable.
In my position, I don't have a lot of opportunities to hire people, but I know people who need to hire people, and I can put them in touch with other people. And with respect to mentoring, I had a situation recently where a woman who I was mentoring was able to help another woman that I was mentoring. I put her in touch with her. So I think maintaining contacts and using your contacts to help other people is so important.
I remember the first time I got this award, you're dumbfounded the first time you get it because you don't think you're going to get it. And then I looked at the list and I looked at these, 2013. So I don't know, 800 or 900 women at that point. And, what value they could bring to me if I needed help with something, particularly in the nonprofit world. So, using that Rolodex, and making sure that people have that contact.
So I think that as professional women, it's really important for us to open the door for others. Women, we just need access to opportunities. So when you're in a room, again, put on that equity lens and think, who's missing from here? Like often when people come in lobby, I see 5, 9 men and I go, where are the women? And I see all white. I say, where are the African American? Where are the Latinos? Because we're making policies, and just like your fingers are so different. If people that are different are making that policy, then a lot of voices are represented.
I feel that a key issue impacting women, whether they're professional or women overall, is still the need to create a path of equity. And as legislators, it's been my experience that we have tried or attempt to legislate equity as it relates to employment, as it relates to having a voice at the table, particularly on boards and decision-making opportunities. For me, unfortunately, that still is an issue that we are encountering today.
What I try and tell women today is that we can't let up. The baton needs to be carried because we stand on the shoulders of giants that are before us to continue the progress. I have to tell you, like many women, the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was an absolute inspiration to me. And when she was asked, when will there be enough women on the Supreme Court, she answered, when there's 9. And I like to tell that story because it just tells the fact that both she and I have been inspired over the fact that this effort to continue inclusion and diversity in the pursuit of it, it's as real today as it was 20, 40, 60 years ago.
I'll finish it with one simple sentence. It's equality. I think women, and even now, especially during this tough time, it's very hard. We're not seeing people, we're not in conferences and face-to-face. It's hard to keep our voice up. But we all have to stick together because it is very hard. We do a good job, but we still get compared with the man, or we have to work twice as hard as the man. So I guess during this tough times, it is not easy for all of us to do our job and keep up with the men in our workforce. So anyway, sticking together unity is what we need. I would like to thank the Daily Record for giving me such a great opportunity to be among those great women. I think it's a big pleasure to be here today.